In 2008, we were introduced to this new archetype called Clear that was used by Fujiwara Yusuke in his duel against Atticus Rose that centered around a field spell called Clear World that punished each player based on the attribute of the monsters they controlled. But with this new archetype, it made the player unaffected by the negative effects of Clear World, and I thought it was a very interesting gimmick to the deck. And 1 year later, in 2009, we got the cards imported into the set of Clear World and Clear Vice Dragon in Stardust Overdrive, and I thought we would eventually get the other cards, but long and behold, 15 years later, we finally have the Clear Archetype coming out in Animation Chronicles of 2024, and they're probably not going to get this until 2025 in the next Maze set since they changed Battles of Legends so much. But I am so happy these cards are finally here. I have not read these. I'm going to do a genuine reaction because I am very excited. I waited 15 years for these cards to get printed and they are finally here. So let's get straight into the reading of these cards. Starting off with Clear Phantom. It is a level 3 Dark Fiend effect monster with 1200 attack, 800 defense. You can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. You could discard this card and one other card as cost. Add 2 cards from your deck to your hand that are either Clear World and or spells or traps that mention it. Hey, that's pretty good. You are unaffected by the effects of Clear World. Okay, cool. If this card is destroyed, you can target one monster your opponent controls, destroy it, and if you do, send the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck to the graveyard. So I do like the boost with this, being able to search 2 cards. And very interestingly enough, we don't have any clear trap cards. Even in the anime, there was no clear trap cards. So I wonder if this is like to leave room for more support coming out in future sets, because the 20th anniversary for GX is coming up. So I would not be surprised if they're going to give us more support for this archetype. And that'd be really cool. I'd be very happy about that. The destruction effect is a little because you build cards for your opponent's deck, and that's kind of something you don't want to do nowadays. But it's still a decent card. So let's go ahead and talk about the next card. Clear Rage Golem. I always like the artwork of this card. It is a level 4 Dark Rock effect monster, 1600 attack, 1800 defense. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn. If this card is normal or special summon, you can activate this effect. Your monsters that mention Clear World can attack directly this turn. You are unaffected by the effects of Clear World. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can inflict 300 damage to them for each card in your hand. Okay, so there is a boost with having all your monsters that I mentioned Clear World attack your opponent directly, because in the anime it was only the third effect that this card had. So I do remember that, the burn damage thing. So it's an okay card. I wish it kind of had like a search ability instead. Like if this card was normal summon, like search a clear card. Because the archetype could definitely use something like that. Because the Phantom only searches spells and traps, so it doesn't search any monsters. So, I mean, if you want to do some damage, sure, it's fine. You got to use it during time. So overall, it's an okay card. So let's go on to the next one here. We have Clear Cube. It is a level 1 Dark Machine effect monster, 0 attack, 0 defense. So it is a machine dupe target. Just throwing that out there. You are unaffected by the effects of Clear World. During your main phase, you can normal summon one monster that mentions Clear World in addition to your normal summon set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. If this face-up card in its owner's control leaves the field by your opponent, you can special summon one monster from your deck that mentions Clear World. Okay. Yeah, the additional normal summon, I guess it's okay. Because if the next card we're going to talk about has the same anime effect, then yeah, that's fine. But if this card in its owner control, like if it leaves by your opponent, that one, I think it should, if it just left in general, you can special summon out another clear card from your deck. Like, I don't know. That one seems a little bit iffy, but you get the additional normal summon, and that's all I can really go on. So let's go into this next card. If this has the anime effect, it pairs off with that card. So we have Clear Vicious Knight, level 7 Dark Warrior effect monster, 2300 attack, 1100 defense points. You contribute some of this card by attributing one monster that mentions Clear World. There it is. So yeah, the Clear Cube makes a lot more sense. It pairs with this card very well. Gains attack equal to the highest original attack among monsters your opponent controls. You are unaffected by the effect of Clear World. Your opponent cannot activate the effects of special summon monsters with attack lower than distribute summon cards. Oh, okay. So they gave us a floodgate. Like a little mini floodgate. But anyways, yeah, because like I said, in the anime, we only had the first effect. And they give you like a little bit of a boost with it. So the third effect is that boost, and that's actually really cool. But it gains the attack, the highest original attack amongst monsters your opponent controls. So it only... there's not a whole lot of attack gain, but this card is actually pretty cool. I like it. It does have that one tribute thing, so I'll take it. It's a really cool card. Next, we have Clear Wall. It's a continuous spell card. You can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. If Clear World is on the field, you can add one monster from your deck to your hand that mentions it. Okay, so there is our semi-searcher, I guess. Monsters that mention Clear World cannot be destroyed by battle. Also, you take no battle damage from battles involving them. Should have been also protected by card effects, but okay. While you control a level 7 or higher monster that mentions Clear World, all effects of Clear World are applied to your opponent regardless of the attributes they control. Ooh, okay, so they're going to get all 6 negative effects. So, off the top of my head, there was something about playing with your hand reversed, destroy a monster. I can't remember if it was during your standby phase, like destroy one of your monsters in defense position. I remember if you have 2 or more dark monsters, you can't declare an attack. If you have a fire monster, I think you take 1,000 damage during the end phase. I think you had to pay 500 to use a spell card, and I can't remember what the other one is, but they're not like, great negative effects, but I mean, if you apply all of them to your opponent, maybe, it'll stack up to do something, but, also Clear Wall, I will say the only negative gripe I have with that is that you have to have Clear World to get that search. Like, why did you have to have Clear World to get a search? It should have just been its own starter, but it is what it is, I guess. So looking at these cards, yeah, they are basically anime-based cards with a little bit of a consistency boost to actually like further up their plays using like the Phantom being able to search 2 cards. Cool. Hopefully there does tease future support coming out because it does say trap cards. So I can't imagine them using the trap cards that YuGiOh used in the anime and just putting like this card is always treated as a clear card because those cards were just only attribute manipulation effects. And I kind of think clear needs a lot more better cards than just that. And the spell wall, like I said, should have just been able to search on activation. So the fact that it doesn't do that is a little disappointing. So I'm assuming you ditch Phantom to search both Clear World and this card if you have to go down that route. So you activate Clear World, then you activate the spell, and you get a search of like what? I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I think they should have boosted up Golem by just searching a clear monster. That should have been fine as well. And like even Clear Wall should just had that additional normal summon effect. I think just Clear Wall was like the missed opportunity to include all these effects, kind of make it like the Rainbow Bridge to the Heart for Clear. But yeah, hopefully if we do get future support, we'll get better cards to like actually make the deck a little bit more, I don't want to say competitive, but at the very least maybe try to make it roguish, because I do like that none of these cards lock you into Clear or like summoning only dark monsters or something like that, and it could maybe... It just depends if we just get more support, though, man. So it's like it's a good starting point. Clear Vice Dragon is definitely probably going to be a little bit like trickier to play in this deck, but because I think you're going to be more focused on Vicious Knight having that floodgate kind of effect. So I think Vice Dragon is going to be out, and Vicious Knight's going to be in here a lot more. And then also one card that I noticed that we are missing, which I'm surprised they didn't give us because it's not all that powerful, is Clear Sacrifice. In the anime, you banish clear monsters from your graveyard to pseudo tribute a clear monster from your hand. So if you banish 2 clear monsters in your graveyard, you could summon out as like the 2 tributes for a clear monster in your hand. So surprised that we didn't get that card. It was just like a one single card. We could have gotten that, like why hold off on it? Are they gonna do something similar to like what they did with Zone, and like they printed only like 5 Time Lords when he had 5 Time Lords, when he had 10 of them, and then like printed them in the next year's set. So, but I can't see them doing that just for Clear, because I think there's only one card. Unless they are going to do those trap cards that I mentioned and those spells that he had that were just attribute manipulation, not even Clear related, but I don't know. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. After 15 years, are you guys happy that we finally got these cards, and are you satisfied with their effects? I know they weren't going to be like, roguish or competitive or anything like that. I'm just happy that they finally got made, and now all we have to wait for is Darkness to finally get the rest of their cards as well. But maybe they'll do that for next year's set, because it's the 20th anniversary of GX. They got to go all out. They have to print out everybody that has not had their cards yet, because we cannot wait another 15 years for another character to get their cards finally. So yeah, I am happy about these cards, and I definitely will be picking them up. I have my Clear Worlds from the Stardust Overdrive, and I also have my Clear Vice Dragons. I have my sets. Like, I've just been waiting for these cards to finally get printed, and it's finally here. So with that, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Please hit the like button if you did. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more upcoming content. And with that, guys, I'll see you all in the next video.